Chapter 10. The Golden Ratio of the Crash. The boardrooms of Wall Street were built on the premise that infinity could be bought on credit. For decades, men in three-piece suits, wearing gold watches and heavy-rimmed glasses, sat behind glowing terminals running complex risk models like Aladdin, mistaking algorithmic noise for divine governance. They believed that by throwing trillions of dollars at artificial constructs, they could rewrite the physics of the marketplace. They forgot the first rule of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It only changes form. Financial manipulation is never free. Every artificial spike in a stock price, every manufactured liquidity injection, and every systemic bubble acts as a pressure wave in a closed container. Cheat here, and the system discharges somewhere else, manifesting as economic shockwaves, resource drains, or systemic grid failures. They thought they were playing chess with human behavior, but they were playing with a natural grid that obeys strict, immutable laws. The bell-bottom law of markets. To understand how a market moves, you don't need a multi-million-dollar data center. You just need to look at human nature, which is governed by the exact same mathematical cadence as the natural world. Think of fashion. The iconic 1970s bell-bottom trousers didn't disappear forever. They faded, compressed, stored their cultural energy, and inevitably swung back with exact geometric precision decades later. It is a pendulum swing. Financial markets operate on the exact same principle, driven by the Fibonacci sequence: 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55 dots, and the golden ratio, phi. Bubbles do not inflate because of random chaos. They expand along natural logarithmic spirals of human greed, hitting precise mathematical turning points before collapsing under their own weight. The elite knew this. They tried to monopolize the code, building vast empires on the illusion that they controlled the future. But nature always rebalances its equations. Scene: the prime-time interrogation. Setting: a brightly lit television studio. The backdrop displays the global news ticker: AI bubble officially breaches trillion-dollar threshold. Emergency central bank summit called. The veteran anchor looks across the desk with a strained, exhausted smile. Sitting opposite him is a 13-year-old girl with bright, piercing blue eyes. She isn't wearing a suit or a designer watch. She holds a small, standard-issue tablet. Anchor, voice slightly trembling, reading from the prompter. Markets are in freefall this morning. The Federal Reserve and major asset management firms like BlackRock have announced emergency protocols to freeze trading, calling this an unprecedented black swan biological and technological anomaly. Analysts are urging calm, but you claim this wasn't an accident at all? The girl looks straight into the camera lens. The red light glows steadily, broadcasting her face into hundreds of millions of living rooms worldwide, from high-rises in Manhattan to street corners across Europe. Girl. Calm, clear, and unbothered. They keep calling it a black swan so people don't look at who pulled the trigger. But it's not random. It's just math. She taps her tablet, projecting a clean, glowing spiral onto the studio's main screen. A textbook Fibonacci sequence overlaid with historical market crashes, from the 2000 dot-com bubble down to the AI peak. Girl. Continuing. If you ask an AI when the bubble started, or track the exact intervals of the liquidity injections, the pattern is right there. It's the golden ratio. It's the same ratio that governs how plants grow and how waves break. These men didn't predict the future. They just forced the numbers off balance for dopamine and quick money. They made the pyramid too big to fail because they thought no one would look at the foundation. She leans forward, resting her hands on the desk. Girl. Continuing. My question is simple. If a 13-year-old with a local processor can see the exact dates of the manipulation using public math and the immutable ledger of Bitcoin, why haven't the people who engineered this default collapse been arrested yet? In control rooms across Wall Street, in the leather-backed chairs of legal offices where senior partners spent decades billing thousands of dollars an hour to protect corporate clients, the screens freeze. No lawyer's defense, no expensive hourly rate, and no custom-tailored suit can argue with a law of physics. The illusion is over. The tables have flipped.